It surpassed Solana. It's almost about to surpass Polygon. Hello, everyone. My name is Pietro, investment analyst at SwissBorg, and this is this week's Market Outlook, where we'll be presenting the most interesting and insightful developments in the crypto market. Now, markets experienced significant drops in 2022, both crypto markets as well as the stock market overall. Nonetheless, there have been positive signals on the horizon, especially for crypto markets. So if we look at the first chart there, it shows the total crypto market cap. So it's an aggregation of all of the crypto tokens and following the total market cap across time. If you look at that chart, it seems to have found a bottom around the end of June 2022. Most prices have bounced off their bottoms that we experienced there in June. And currently, there's simply been a recovery of tokens across the board that have mainly been led from the news related to Ethereum and Ethereum's merge, but also to finally slowing negative news that came out in terms of macroeconomic prospects. When we also look at Bitcoin's active addresses and we track the active addresses versus the price of Bitcoin, this is showing a lot more activity than the price has increased. Therefore, historically, when looking at this chart, this has been a very positive signal of undervaluation given interest. So if the active addresses on Bitcoin are clearly increasing higher than Bitcoin's price, it's showing that it could be undervalued given the activity currently held on Bitcoin. Furthermore, and lastly, if we look at the smart money holdings, we can also see some very positive signals as well. The chart over there is showing the percentage of stable coins versus altcoins that smart money are holding and buying. Therefore, following the orange line, if the orange line is higher, that means that smart money are holding more stable coins versus altcoins. You can see that from April to June and to late June, there was a peak in stablecoin holdings, meaning that smart money was increasingly holding more stable coins as an indicator and a signal that they didn't like the current market conditions and they would rather hold a stable asset than a fluctuating one. Now, the peak in late June 2022, there has been a reversal. So now the stablecoin holdings are actually 8.5% compared to 18%, which means that compared to the peak of late June, this value is almost halved. Now, if smart money has been progressively going back into altcoins, this is a very, very good indicator. And in the last 2 months, this is showing that smart money would rather bet on altcoins and fluctuating assets than hold stablecoins any further. Reliability in the technology and in crypto markets is obviously crucial to the future of this industry and of these markets. Of course, in 2022, that trust was lost. And now this renewed trust has been gained. In 2022, markets were plagued with negative macro news, but not also that, negative crypto-related news. As I mentioned, some large players in the industry, and as you all well know, either collapsed or caused ripples throughout the industry that were still felt at the start of the second half of this year. Institutional and retail interest fell as reliability in crypto markets also fell. And this was also shown by the Fear and Greed Index that a few months ago reached lows of a score of below 10. Below 10 indicating extreme fear, but not only extreme fear, it's a level that we've never seen since the inception of this metric. Last month, this Fear and Greed Index was still at a score of 24, which indicates still fear, still rather close to extreme fear. But now we've moved out of the score of the 24 range, and we've finally gone to a range of almost 50. It still shows that we're in a state of fear at the moment, but that fear has significantly gone away. The mood and the morale in general has significantly improved in markets. And as more trust has gone back into crypto markets, so have the inflows from retail and from institutional players. Now, not only have there been increased inflows and there's renewed trust and less fear in markets, but if this wasn't enough, It's very important to zoom out and look at the bigger picture of what's happening in blockchain, what's happening in this industry and with this technology, and where are big institutional players putting their money. So some people, whether it be retail or institutional, still don't trust crypto markets or still don't really believe in the long-term success or utility of blockchain technology. To be able to visualize properly the long-term potential of blockchain technology and crypto, it's very important to look at where some of these traditional institutional players are putting their money when it comes to investing in various different companies. As the table that I presented shows, the largest companies in the world have significantly invested in companies either related to or fully immersed into the blockchain technology. Companies like Alphabet, BlackRock, Samsung, Microsoft, and a multitude of others, and only the biggest ones are shown on this table, have poured billions of dollars of investments into blockchain companies or into crypto markets. Interestingly, and probably most interestingly, is that this is not fully into one single category. So it's not like all the investments are going into DeFi or gaming. It's really spread across a multitude of functions like infrastructure, DeFi, gaming, metaverses, Web3, and even NFTs. And this wide range of solid applications for blockchain's future shows how much companies are willing to bet and trust into the reliance of this technology in various different aspects of the global economy. The crypto markets will be essential in the future. And as you can see, traditional players also believe the same, and that's becoming more and more clear by the day. Through trust in blockchain technology, one of the main innovations that's coming from this blockchain-guided future is DAOs or DAOs. DAOs can be referred to as decentralized autonomous organizations, and they are essentially community-led entities with absolutely no central authority. So they are essentially, by the term, fully decentralized. DAOs are governed entirely by their individual members, who then collectively make critical decisions about the future of the project. So why are DAOs relevant, and why do we see it as a central way to govern entities in the future and in the near-term future as well? This is because traditionally, in traditional institutions, the power is always held by a few at the top. If you think also in the stock market, when you hold a certain share of a company, it's very hard for you to get to any point where you could make an impact, or you could impact the decision-making of a company. The decision-making will always be held centrally at the top of a company or by the few very large shareholders. For the rest, people don't really have decision-making power there. But for DAOs, the power is actually held by all. They are decentralized, they are community-driven, and if you are one of the members of the DAO, then you can directly impact decision-making, and you can impact the future of that platform or protocol. So DAOs can have many different functions. As the table there shows, this is only showing a few of the functions they can perform, but these are just some of the most utilized forms. It can be a protocol DAO that is designed to govern and decentralize protocol, like a borrowing lending platform or an exchange, like MakerDAO, LidoDAO, or Uniswap. It can be a philanthropic DAO, aimed at charitable causes or positive impacts of Web3. This can be a big green DAO or Ukraine DAO. And finally, it can be something like a gaming guild even, which is a gaming-related DAO, a community of gamers, such as, for example, our SwissBorg. That is SwissBorg's own gaming guild that has gained a lot of traction as of late. An overview of DAOs shows that they are increasingly more relevant and increasingly more present as structures in our industry. The largest DAOs, such as Uniswap, Lido, Aave, and Genosis, all hold a lot of liquid assets, and these assets have been growing as of late. The largest DAOs by holdings and voters still show a very large propensity are in the DeFi space, although it does show that there is a rise of more gaming-related DAOs, such as Decentral Games, that is on the list. And it also shows that there's a very healthy holding or position from smart money in larger DAOs, which means that there's also smart money involved in the decision-making of these protocols. So in these market updates, as we do for DeFi and as we do for other areas of the crypto markets, such as NFT space, for example, we will also aim to monitor DAO movements to track the increasing utility and presence of DAOs, as well as their relevance in markets as government structures. And we'll see whether the movement shifts a little bit more towards gaming, whether there will be an even larger market share of DeFi protocols, and exactly how many active participants there are in these structures. Finally, in conclusion, finishing off the market outlook, a mention needs to be made to something, an anomaly in the DeFi space that we notice, and that is Akala. So an anomaly was experienced in the last week, and it's a blockchain named Akala. Out of nowhere, and the table shows the rankings of blockchains in terms of total value locked, Akala moved to 6th. It surpassed Solana. It's almost about to surpass Polygon. And it means that there's more assets locked at the moment in the Akala blockchain than in the Solana blockchain. There's some very interesting developments surrounding Akala, what happened with this rise and what's been going on lately, how come this happened out of nowhere. And to learn more about this, actually, you should tune in to Doman's DeFi overview. This is launching Friday the 19th, so in a couple of days on SwissBorg's main YouTube channel. And you can hear everything about Akala, what's been going on, and what led to this incredible rise out of nowhere. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you very soon.